Good morning, everybody. It's 3 hours past what we normally record, but this is the benefit of, hey, you traveling, us doing this when it works for us. It's episode 36, my friends. Curry hanging out in beautiful sunny San Diego, about to go to the zoo today, man. What's got you fired up today? You enjoying your travel and your whatever it is that you're doing?
Dude, I just like the freedom to be able to just say, hey, I'm going out, in the weekend before a conference that I got to go to and, be able to have fun and not even think about anything. Had an amazing dinner at Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen last
Yeah.
night. Had a heck of a good time, good steak. Dude, Wagyu meatballs. Those were spectacular. Oh,
Yep.
spectacular. So yeah,
Yeah.
life is grand, man. Life is grand.
I hear you. I hear you. And we're working on some special stuff here that are going to help a lot of people too on in so many different ways. So it's fun when you get to just do what you enjoy and you can make money doing it. It's a good time. Really quick, we were traveling, was it a year ago? About a year ago. One of the best things I had at a very high-end restaurant was beef carpaccio. I don't know if you know what beef carpaccio is. Basically raw beef, filet mignon, raw. And oh my gosh, it was just like it just melted in your mouth. It was phenomenal, phenomenal. Anyway,
I have become a fan of the Wagyu myself. I just like the it's got a very
oh,
buttery flavor. Oh, so good.
for sure, for sure. Hey, let's get into today's topic. And you know what? If you're sensitive, if your feelings get hurt easily, go watch other videos here on YouTube about kittens and unicorns because this video is not for you. We're going to talk about, as a network marketer, why you're still broke in 2026, why you have not quite made it yet. And this is probably going to hurt some feelings, but we're going to try and keep it real and we're going to try and openly discuss the truth and have some honesty with you guys. And you know, Curry, we see a lot of people like with and listen, let's just get this right out on the table. We have both been part of different network marketing opportunities over the last several years, but we both have put our roots down and we generally stick to one opportunity for a minimum of 12 to 24 months, unless something happens or whatever it is. But man, it's a battlefield out there, man. I see people. I see people that have been in my circle. I'm sure Curry, you too, where they're posting their 12th business in the last 12 months. And it's like, how do you function? How do you function when you're just dipping your hands in so many pots? And it's funny because I hear the same people say, the same person that says, like, oh, latest and greatest, we're in pre-launch, jump into my thing. That same person says, hey, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. You got to diversify. Like, how's it working out? They're still
Dude,
at their job.
what's worse is they're not building their network, so they're literally constantly pitching the same stuff to the same 25 people, and they have never I look at people who post just in general. I watch people who make posts on social media and I go and look at their profile and they've got 500 friends. And I'm like, well, you are now hitting approximately 10 total people every time you make a post, especially on Facebook.
Yeah. The
You're
same 10.
seen by less than 5% of your network. So if you have, and by the way, I want you to go do this. Go validate what it is that I'm saying. Go look at somebody like Eric Worre. Go look at
Hmm.
him who has millions of
Yeah.
followers.
2 million.
And then when he makes a post, go see how many views and interactions he has with millions of followers, and you tell me what the percentage is,
Yeah.
because I guarantee it's still around 5% of the following who actually will see and interact with that post. So for those of you who are just posting and praying that you're going to win, stop it. Just freaking stop it.
Uh-huh.
By the way, what we want to premise this entire podcast with is, if you already been doing it through 2024 and 2025 and you ain't winning, is it possible it's you? Is it possible It's you
No,
because
it's got to be the opportunity.
it's
It's
got to be
definitely
the
the
opportunity.
opportunity. That's why you need to sign up for one after another, after another, after another,
I just joined
right?
something bad, Dan. I just joined a bad thing. I joined something that doesn't work.
Yep.
I've yet to see a company where somebody wasn't winning in every single opportunity. Not one. So it can't be the opportunity. It can't be the product. It can't be the service. Somebody get somebody a mirror. Somebody get somebody a mirror because if you ain't winning in 2026,
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'll start off with a real basic one, but like, if you're not figuring out ways to win, and everybody has excuses. We've talked about the top three most common excuses. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't know how. And the one that everybody falls back on the most is I don't know how. But like when you look at all of them, especially time and money, what it all boils down to is you just don't want it bad enough. It's not a priority for you. And please, someone debate me in the comments and let me know what I'm missing here. But it's if you're not winning, it just means it's not a priority enough for you. You're not investing enough time, effort, and energy into wait for it, your skill sets to learn to develop those to the point where you can start winning. Because the same person, and again, please debate me if I'm wrong here, the same person that is posting, I know we're still barely 2 weeks into 2026, but if you weren't making a full time income in 2025 and you shared a dozen to 2 dozen different opportunities, like you are not leading by example. You are not putting down roots and building something substantial. If you don't have a full time income in network marketing, what the heck are you doing? The next opportunity isn't going to be the make it or break it. And I think that's where most people get deceived is when you see something that's in pre-launch, when you see something that's an object that's shiny and you want to go do it, you're not hoping it's better. You're wishing it was easier. That's the only reason why you jump. That's literally am I wrong here, Curry? That's the only reason why you would sign up for a brand new shiny thing. And there's one right now that I'm not going to give away the name, but there's one that I see in some of my social circles here where it's talking about a viral downline. You get a pre-built downline. You're going to have bajillions of people down below you, and all you got to do is sign up for next to nothing, and you're going to make it and be rich and travel the beaches of the world and blah, blah, blah. Insert dream here. You're not doing it because, you think it's a better opportunity than what you're currently doing. You're doing it because you think it's easier. That's just
Dude,
basic
you are
psychology.
I already heard Jim Rohn in 10
Oh,
seconds
I
into
weaved him
that.
right in there. I
Yeah,
weaved him
weaved
right
right
in.
in. It's like
Don't
don't
wish it were
wish you
easier.
could
Wish
be
you were better.
easier. Right. Yeah, listen, we how many times over the last, I don't know, for you and I, in just this last, I don't know, 5 years, how many new tools became not an asset to your build, but the distraction from your build? Every single tool that somebody has some affiliate program that now, because you found this exciting new tool, you want to share the tool more than you do your deal. And
Hmm.
now you're not building your deal with the tool, you're building the tool and bypassing your deal. And an
Hmm.
affiliate program isn't going to develop long-term income because there's always going to be another affiliate thing. You're going to go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing. So you have no leverage being developed that network marketing builds. And we've talked about this so many times. But this these distractions keep becoming the pain point in your
Hmm.
business. And it's like, why can't you do the actual work, develop your network, develop your team, develop duplication? Why? Why do you have to feel like, oh, there's a new thing, there's a new deal, there's a
Hmm.
new tool, there's a new thing? Guys, it has become an epidemic. It's like the whole industry, it's 97% that lose. How is
Yeah.
that like you're gonna join a thing to continue the propagation of 97%?
Can we just talk about that 97% for 1 second there? Because there's, it's referred to as a 97% of people fail in network marketing. But let's be realer than real right now. It's a 97% quit rate. It's not a 97% fail rate. People don't fail in network marketing, they quit network marketing. They fail on themselves. They give up on themselves. That's where the failure is. And because you're giving up on yourself, you quit your potential. I mean, what else is there? So the people that are failing are just quitting. You're giving up. You're giving up because it's harder than you thought it would be. That's it. That's it. No secrets, no strings attached, no BS, no fluff, just
And by the way,
reality.
it's supposed to be hard.
Yeah. And that, on that same premise, dude, on that same exact premise, is why you jump from one opportunity to another. It's why you go from one shiny object to the next because you want it to be easier. It's not that it's better. It's not that it has better products or a better comp plan. You want it to be easier. Pre-built downline and all this success and oh my God, pre-launch, it's going to be the latest and greatest, biggest, greatest thing ever. You're going to make so much money. You do that because you want it to be easier. That's it.
I I never thought in my build that I wanted something to be easier. I did look for efficiency. I looked for speed because I fell in love with some of the catchphrases and things that that we were taught along the way. Success loves speed, and
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. And I wanted things to be how much faster could I get in front of more people? And then it's like, you go into the one to many marketing strategy with Zooms and ads and things like that. And it's like, trying to get people to understand on a larger scale. But the reality always comes back to one thing that I learned way too late, way too late. If it doesn't duplicate, don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like if, okay, you're already struggling to get people to join your network marketing business. So then you decide that you want to get a tool that you have to pay extra money for every single month to use that tool. So now you have to get a brand new person who you randomly got to sign up to then go sign up to be in that tool to use that tool to duplicate. And it's like the moment you start adding levels of confusion,
Mm-hmm.
it slows everything down way faster than what you were doing when you were just doing a simple system. Like simplicity will always win, but it requires the most repetitive. I watched a video just yesterday, and the guy talked about again that you have to be willing. Number one, you have to be willing to go through the embarrassment of doing the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to go through the repetitiveness of doing the thing. And if you can get through those two things, you're going to experience something that most never will. But if you're not willing to go out and make an absolute fool of yourself doing something outside of the realm of norm for you and for your circle of people, and if you're unwilling to do that, you're gonna just be stuck in 2027 doing the same nonsense, chasing the same shiny object, chasing the same tools. Guys, there is a lot of good stuff out there. There's a lot of good stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
But just ask yourself, if it doesn't duplicate, and doesn't reduce confusion, don't do it.
Hmm. Like, instead of jumping from one shiny object to the next, or just getting more tools that you, again, let's go back to, why does someone jump to a shiny object? Why does someone go join a new network marketing opportunity that's in pre-launch? It's not because you think it's better. It's not because it will be better. It's because you think it will be easier. Oh, if I get in the beginning, if I get in early, if I get at the top of that matrix, I'm gonna be rolling in bank. You're just hoping that it's easier. Why does someone go get another tool? Because they want their business to be easier. Like, we get tools and we join new businesses because we want them to be easy. But like, what would happen? Think about this. What would happen if you just said, "Hey," like when I first looked at my company, I honestly, and I know this, some people will be like, "Oh, what's wrong with him?" I didn't care about the comp plan because I saw the product and I just said, "Wow." Like, I want in on that because of wow. Like, look what this can do. I know this is going to change lives. And if I go do this thing, I know I'm going to be rewarded for helping people. So I didn't care about the comp plan. I cared about helping people. I cared about people seeing a difference in their lives. Like, that was cool to me. So, like, what if you found something, whatever it is, whatever your network marketing business is, what if you found something that truly brought you joy, that you truly enjoyed, and you just got good at skills and you learn how to get good at expanding your network, expanding your audience, getting better at creating content, and you just hunkered down and went for it. You stop signing up for tools. You stop jumping from one thing to another. Are you going to see a massive difference in 30 days? Maybe not. 60? Yeah, possibly. 90 for sure. 6 months for sure. 12 months? Oh my gosh. Like, what if you just focused on your skill sets and your mindset and you just went after it? Do you think you'd see a difference? Do you think like you might start gaining some traction and you weren't known as that person who literally, like, some people, they show up in my timeline, I'm like, what now? What are they promoting now? And it's just like, do you want to be known for that? What do you want your brand, what do you want your content to say about you? Are you the person that someone goes to for great information, to learn new things, to say, hey, you know what? When I'm ready to join, I want to be with this person because they got their stuff together. Or do you want to be known as the person that's like, yeah, like they're posting their 57th business this year and it's 2 weeks into 2026 already? Like, what do you want to be known for? Why?
Well, most people, by the way, most people cannot. And I'm dealing with this in my existence at this moment. Is most people have no value to give, so they have no reason to be followed. So
Yeah.
they're not every day consuming knowledge. They're not reading. They're not watching videos, and they're not creating content based on things that they're learning to get people to follow them. Guys, let's be really, really honest. And I just want to take a sidebar here in this conversation with every single leader that you follow is regurgitating information that they gained from somebody else.
Mhm.
Nobody is creating new information. I'm sorry, but all the information in the world is already out here. It's available. And
Mhm.
so every leader has listened to some mentor that they have, some top speaker, some smart person, gained a Jim Rohn saying, a Zig Ziglar saying, Tony Robbins, somebody. Everybody's got something, and now you're following somebody who you think is smart or a good leader who is just regurgitating what they learned. And now they want you to grow by regurgitating what you're learning. And so you have to create followers who have no clue about anything that's going on in this industry or this space or this growth model or whatever it is. And if you don't have that value to bring, you have to ask yourself every single morning when you get up, why would anybody follow me?
Mhm.
Why would anybody want to duplicate my life, the things that I'm doing? What is it that I'm building, my vision, casting, whatever? Why would anybody want to follow me? Guys, I've had to put myself into this position a lot. Like,
Hmm.
who am I? Like, what
Yeah.
am I? What value am I bringing?
I think a more interesting question, and I've asked this question to my team before, and I've gotten some really interesting answers because I was doing a live training and we were talking about this exact topic. Like, what does your brand say about you? If someone think about it, like you joined a network marketing opportunity so you could make money, right? That's why we're here, so we can make money, right? And
Better
then it's
be.
eventually it becomes what the money allows us to do, spend more time with family and time freedom and all that cool stuff. But we joined for the money. And if you want people to join your business, number one, like if they go to your profile, what are they going to see? Are they going to see like a great cover photo, a nice profile pic, clean, good resolution? Like maybe you look semi-professional, or at least like it's not a picture of your cat or your dog, or like, you're not rocking the gray silhouette, right? What does your profile, what does your channel say about you? But more importantly, and I think this is a great question to ask, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you join you?
Oh, oh.
Like, like if you saw someone who is doing the same thing as you, they're posting a new business every 2 weeks, or they're ranting about this, or it's like I see people that are in network marketing on one hand being like, hey, here's my latest and greatest thing. We're in pre-launch, blah, 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 blah. And then literally like days later, they will bitch about network marketing and comment about how challenging of an industry it is. Like who who would join that person? Like, and I asked this question to my team, and I said, give me an honest answer. I said, would you join you if you saw someone that was doing what you do? Are you consistent enough? Are you putting out good enough content? And a lot of people down in the comments were like, no, I wouldn't join me. Then I'm like, then what the heck are you going to do to fix that? What are you going to do to change that? Are you going to actively try to get better? Or are you going to make up an excuse that you don't have the time, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to go, insert excuse here? Like, would you join you? I mean, and if the answer is no, then like, I'm sorry, but you need a checkup from the neck up. You got to figure your crap out and you got to do it quick if you want to win. I mean, like,
I know I'd join me. I know that I would join me in a heartbeat. I know that it would be hilarious. I just and everybody should join you. I would point. Listen, you can see leadership. You can see people taking action. You can see
mhm,
their timeline. You can see what it is that they're doing. They're staying active. They're staying engaged. They got people moving with them. If you can see that, sure, that's a person you want to join with, and that's
mhm,
a person you want to duplicate. Okay, by the way, I want to say this. I don't want to. Here's where I want to step on some toes. And by the way, I am the anti relationship building guy. Like I'm very anti relationship building. I think you should build relationships with people moving in the same direction with you. I don't think you should build relationships to get a sale. I think that this has become the worst training I've ever seen in all the years that I've been doing this. Those leaders who tell you that you have to build a relationship to get a sale, I want to punch them right in the mouth. I really, I think that's the dirtiest business there is.
mhm,
People buy products, services, opportunities, whatever, when they become aware it exists and if it's the right time for them. Those two things are detrimental in a person's life. This has been covered in Your First Year in Network Marketing by Mark Yarnell. So many. If you aren't looking for people in their transition, it's all we're looking for. All we're
mhm,
looking for. So if you're spending time with the uh, conversations, and we've talked about landing the plane, we talk like you're wasting time. Get in, open the door, get out of the way, open the door, get out of the way, open the door,
mhm.
get out of the way. And then when people join your team, build relationships with people who are running with you and moving in the direction. Like me and
Yeah.
Dan, we've never even really been in the same companies. We have an outstanding relationship because we're moving in the same direction. We
Yeah.
both are building, and we have a outstanding relationship, and we don't have any worry that, oh, he's not going to buy my products, we ain't going to be friends anymore, he ain't going to do this or I ain't going to do that. It's like we're going to work together regardless. We're going to be celebrating each other's successes. We're moving forward, guys. If you built relationships in 2025 and you ain't winning in 2026, shouldn't that be a sign? Shouldn't it be an ultra like, wait, did I waste all that year doing nothing? Did I
Hmm.
get the sales? Did I get in front of enough people? This is a numbers game and will always be a numbers game. There's I've never seen anyone, anyone winning wasting time.
We can, probably could have just said this at the beginning. We could have made this entire episode, once we said what the topic was, 30 seconds. And we'll just use Jim Rohn. I mean, seriously, like I know we're laughing about it now, but like we'll use Jim Rohn and say, stop wishing it were easier, wish you were better. Bye. Thanks for watching. Like if you're buying more and more tools, hoping your business gets easier with these tools, if you're jumping from one thing to the next to the next to the next, all you want is it for to be easier. But if you just pump the brakes and just said, man, if I just slowed down and worked on my skills, I could get better. And it could get easier by improving your skill set, not picking the right timing and the right opportunity. You get better and it can get easier by increasing your skills. Does that sound fair?
Sounds fair to me. I
I
mean,
mean,
but you and I and lots of the people in our place, we spent the time it took to build our network. We spent the time to even rebuild a network because we play in other people's tools, other people's systems, other people's algorithms.
mhm,
So we take the time to continuously build our network, knowing that only a certain percentage of people is going to see the content we create. And then what's crazier for us is we realize we've got to delete thousands of people along the way to keep finding new people.
mhm,
It's like this isn't quick. It's never going to be a fast. By the way, if you see somebody winning fast, it's because they've been doing it a long time.
yeah,
They brought over a team, brought over a system, brought over something that they were at the top of because they spent years developing a following, developing a team. And there's no way you should look at a person like that and then market to other people that they could do it too. That's I think one of the I don't like I've never been a fan of pushing other leaders' successes to validate that something works. Because that's not like, if you ain't winning,
mhm,
why are you talking about some other leader? Okay, I'll go join with that leader. That's who I'm going to join with. If you're going to tell me they're winning, I'm going to go work with the winner. I don't want to work with losers.
yep. I mean, I'm all for I'm all for edifying someone, especially when you're new,
Yeah, I can
because
get that.
you might not have a success story of your own. So I'm all for like edifying some others or referencing either how a product is working or how the business has been working or something like that. But obviously to a point, you want to be writing your own story. You want to be telling your own story and why you made a decision and why you're doing your thing. Um, so I
But can
understand
you go
your.
back? Hold on, go back. If you're edifying somebody, I want to, for me, this is my perspective, and I can be wrong. I promise I'm okay with being wrong. If you're edifying somebody, I look at that as you're using this person to help get that person on board. So if I'm edifying my buddy Scott, I'm going to bring Scott into the conversation where Scott goes, look, it's been working. He tells his story and then helps close that deal.
Hmm.
But just openly telling somebody Jerry's over here winning at a super high level, and then me going and looking up Jerry's story, I'm going to lose that person to Jerry.
Hmm.
I feel like when you edify, you should be bringing them into this process so that you're not potentially losing. I love stories. I get stories sell,
Hmm.
but I don't want to give away people to Curry Russell. People
Yeah.
give away their people to me all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've taught over the years. I think there's a really interesting turning point in the conversation because I've always taught for years, especially when you're new. Um, I've seen people, especially when they're new, make really bad decisions, and they're like, "Oh, I just got started in this, and I'm making $10,000 a month," and I'm like, dude, you're a week in and you haven't sponsored a single person. I'm like, you're literally lying. So, why not edify someone and say, hey, I just got started with this and I'm following in the footsteps of Dave over here. And he's been at this for 3 years and he's making X amount of dollars per month. You know, and you don't have to give Dave's full name away. You don't have to share
Right.
his
Right.
timeline or profile or whatever it is. And you can keep it kind of generic where it's like, hey, I just partnered with this guy and he's doing a lot of awesome things. And obviously, the CTA is to click your link or get back with you, and it's not specifically to reach out to Dave. I think that can be okay where you're edifying others when you're new, but that needs to very quickly transition into you're now living your story and you're sharing your story and why you got started and why you're so excited. And man, this thing is just making so many waves and helping so many people. And, you know, there's your CTA. So personally, for me, I think if you're going to edify people, doing it in a very specific way where, to your point, Curry, you're not giving someone a sale. Can someone sponsor shop? Sure, that's never going to go away. People are always going to do
Never
that.
going to go away.
But I think you could do it in a way where it's creative and you're not giving that sale away. That's my two
We,
cents.
you know, yeah, and we learned a lot about what it is that I'm talking about when we were building lead generation forms. And we used to use a certain fella and his lifestyle imagery and all
Oh,
his
for
training.
sure.
Yeah, and
Know
so
exactly who
there
you're
was a,
talking about. Yep.
yeah, so there was a lot of that imagery and vision of, and it's all vision casting of a lifestyle that's possible for some,
Yeah.
but it always felt wrong to me to use
There's
their
there's a big
story.
mistake we made in sharing that person's
Yeah,
content too.
because they got so much more business than we did,
And they
because
also
it was,
use their first and last name, and we allowed that to happen.
yeah. And so you are constantly giving away people
Sure.
to leaders. But I do love what you said, the curiosity of it, because I know that some of the greatest lead generation um, pages that have ever been built are just learn how, people are making up to blah, blah, blah
Simple. They're
money.
super simple.
Some
Yeah.
simple within just name and email,
The
nothing
ugliest
else.
capture pages typically work the best.
My God, they're the most simple. Listen, I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you all the way to win in 2026 is no different than it was in 1987. Curiosity is always going to win
Hmm.
over telling people all the noise.
Yep.
Stop making this complicated.
Yeah.
It is doing the same repetitive stuff over and over and over and over and over and over. I saw a thing on a guy talked yesterday, 3 days ago. I watched a video. The guy was talking about how no LinkedIn is the most uh, un. How do you put it? It's
Unused.
nobody. It's not used. He
Yeah.
said for if a person will make 12 solid weeks of posts, you will own LinkedIn. Own
Yeah.
it because nobody is consistent on it. So you have no following. And the way their algorithm works is much slower than any other algorithm. But the person who can remain consistent on that platform and just post for like 12 weeks, you will own all of LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Like, own it. And so
I've
it's just like, go
I've
ahead.
heard Gary Vaynerchuk talk so many times all throughout 2025 about going all in on LinkedIn. Like Yeah, I think you're 100% right there. Because again, like a standard social platform, you could post 5 pieces of content on TikTok, and hypothetically, 3 out of 5, or even all 5 pieces of content take off. You are a rock star. TikTok is about the fastest platform where the average person could actually see success the quickest. Uh, Facebook, yeah, probably a little slower, and then LinkedIn, like really slow. Uh, but it's possible. It's
But
possible. But
what you get in LinkedIn, and let's talk about this the reality of this. If you're entertaining the masses of TikTok, understand it's going to be the lowest quality of, and I don't want to say people, but it is mindsets, lowest quality of mindsets. If you go to Facebook, you're going to have a little bit higher because you got more of the boomers, you got more of the older people who
mhm,
are in that
it's a more
platform.
established platform.
If you go to LinkedIn, you have nothing but professionals.
Yeah.
You have people who are looking for whatever it is you have at a grand scale. And if they just get a nibble of what it is that you're doing, you're going to have professionals wanting to do what it is you're doing.
Yeah.
So it is. I've always been told that, just like you talked about recruiting up so many times, you want to find people who are busy. If you're finding the stay-at-home mom who already has a good life and isn't doesn't need this, she ain't going to have a priority to go do it. Like it's no, like I'm looking for the dads who are struggling to
Hmm.
make everything meet, who are working their butt off. They have no time, they have no extra money, and they want their kids to go to Disney World in a year. And they
Hmm.
have no clue how they're going to make it happen. That's the guy.
But they're
That's the
willing to
guy
work
you're
for
looking
it.
for. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, you have to have something you want out of life, some vision. Like each one, you and I have been in some ridiculous places where we needed this to work,
Hmm.
needed it, not wanted it to, not felt like I found something that might make some. No, I found something that's going to change my life, and I'm going to go work it until it does.
Yep. And I think that right there is just you just summed up the mentality that we've been going after in this episode. It's, you just pick something and you work it until it works. Like it's
Until
not about moving on to the next greatest shiniest thing because you want it to be easier. You just get good at something until it works. You do it until, you do it until it's it's funny how are you talking about the social platforms there and you know there's a lot of time wasting on TikTok. And I think when people get into time wasting, to your point, it's people on LinkedIn are much more business driven, much more. I think it's just a different mentality, it's a different mindset. Where over on TikTok, I'll give you an example. I have a video that's up now over or 2 million views. And in that video, I was just talking about a lot of health based stuff. And I would have people in the comments being like, well, what are your credentials? I don't see a doctor behind your name and all this other stuff. Where are you getting your information from? If I reference one thing or another. And I would say I got a lot of my information from A, personal experience, and B, ChatGPT. And I would literally have people in the comments being like, well, ChatGPT is not a good source of information. And I'm just like,
did you
"J-
hear
j- like,
did you hear
what?
Elon said that the his robots, whatever they're called, uh crap, within 3 years, 3 years, they will replace the most sophisticated surgeons on earth, on in around the whole world, and be available cheaper, instantaneous access. Dude, if you guys aren't getting into this AI stuff, you what? Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's smarter than any of us.
it yeah. So I mean, this kind of sums up everything we've been talking about. It just comes down to basic logic and basic common sense. Like for someone to make a comment that ChatGPT, AI, is not a good source of information. I mean, AI has access to all of the information in the world in like seconds, split seconds. And it's not a good source of information. I'm just like, I can't like not even worth a response. Like the
Dude, I get this fights with these people, fights, and they're always in-person fights because I drive a vehicle that has a self-driving feature
Mhm.
and I use it all the time. And I hear people who are just drivers of cars telling me how unsafe or how they're worried or how the this, and I'm like, everything that you're talking about is the reason I want to drive a self-driving vehicle. Like everything, like it drives way safer than me. It gets me to places. So all the technology, things that we're moving forward, if you are hesitant to take advantage of, listen to, you learn from, grow from, why? It's like I look at, I can only can compare people that talk like that to you as the Amish. The Amish still exist. They still ride horse and buggy. They still don't have electricity. They still live. And these are the people who ain't winning in life. They're just mediocre souls having a good time, enjoying their life. And guess what? We want you to as well. I want you to be fully aware that as we produce these podcasts, it's okay for you to just exist and be a customer in this space.
Mhm.
But if you want to win, you better be ready for it to be uncomfortable. You better
Yeah.
be ready that it's not going to be easy. You got to be okay with it's you're going to suck at it and you're going to have to get better. But
Yeah.
we're not here to get make you follow us because we want you to feel good. I would probably say that I'm the person you want to follow, that if I want to help you quit, I want to help you make a decision
Come
faster
to the
because
realization as
my
quick as possible.
that's right. My mentor taught me a long time ago that I want to eliminate my people as fast as possible because I don't need people just hanging on. I don't need people just showing up on Zooms to just be seen and to sit in the chats. You and I and everybody out there, you people out there right now, you need the pain of what it takes to go through it to win. And then you got to teach the other people to do the same thing because
Mhm.
it's if it ain't duplicating, don't do it.
Yep. Yeah, and PS, and this might piss some people off, like if you're one of those people that gets sucked into one of these here today gone, and trust me, these guys are here today gone tomorrow network marketing opportunities, and I just saw somebody posting it the other day over the weekend. You know, no recruiting required. So let me get this straight. You're going to post, and by the way, when you post your business opportunity on Facebook, that's the definition of recruiting. So you're recruiting and saying not recruiting at the same time. First off, let me state that by no one in the history of ever has joined a no recruiting network marketing opportunity and made it to the top of the comp plan. No one ever. So what are you doing? What is the purpose of saying no recruiting if you're actually out there recruiting? Just, just don't do that. Any business requires effort, requires bringing on people, preferably other leaders, to help build your network. End of
By the
story.
way, you've covered this at least 9 times. The only reason you make posts like that is
You
you're
want it to be
trying to
easier?
attract people who want it easier. And
Uh,
by the way, when you attract people that want it easier, you're pulling from the lowest mindset people, and that's what you're going to be building with.
mhm.
Why are you trying to attract from the bottom up? Why
Mhm.
aren't you trying to build with the top?
Yep. So I perfect example of that, and I'm just gonna, full disclosure here. I have a very large email list that I've built up over the years. So do I email out my network marketing opportunity to my email list. Yes, of course, that's typically the main thing. Every once in a while, down in the PS, I'll throw a little affiliate offer here and there just because it mixes when you can, and this is just email marketing kind of basics here. When you mix up the offers, you know, they may not buy this one thing, but they might buy this thing over here. It just might look like a different opportunity. It might be more attractive or whatever it is. So I have an affiliate deal that I send out every once in a while. And it's literally $7. $7 affiliate deal with a $6 commission one time. Never have to pay it again. And it is the most basic, stupid, simple, no-brainer offer on the history of the planet. And I literally had someone messaging me the other night being like, "Hey, can you tell me about this? Can you help me get started?" And I'm just like, "No. No. The conversation that we're having right now is not worth $6 to me. Sorry." It's like everything's explained on the page. There's training inside for how to use it, and it's refundable. Like what do you want? Either just go away.
Time
I don't want
vampires,
your
man.
sale. Like
Time vampires.
just just go. Like if you need someone to spell out for you and get on the phone with you and explain to you why $7 is a good investment, just don't buy it.
Right?
But it's it that to what you just said, Curry, is like that you're looking for the biggest low hanging fruit, and it's gonna attract you're not going to attract builders. You're not going to attract leaders. You attract people that are also the whole premise of this episode, people that are looking for it to be easier. They want it to be a simple, easy, low effort. They want the maximum result for the minimum amount of work.
And you ain't gonna find it. You ain't
And
gonna
that
find
and that will you will never cross the finish line
it.
with
By the
that
way,
mindset.
here's another really good analogy. I grew up, my both of my grandparents owned plumbing business. So I grew up around a lot of tools, a lot of tools. And in those tools, my grandpa started me off digging a ditch with a shovel and showed me very quickly that he wasn't going to dig a ditch with a shovel. He got a backhoe and he got a backhoe to dig that ditch. Let me tell you, as you go through life and you have certain tools, and if you're not using the tools to build your business and you're just reselling tools, you make a decision, pick one. Like, don't try to tell your team, hey, we're all over here using this tool. And if you buy it, we're going to make a little bit of commission off you buying it. And then we can get everybody else to sell the tool too, on top of the thing that we're selling over here. And it's like, no, why don't you just have a tool and show people that it's working to build the business? And because that's one of the strangest, funnest questions that you will get asked by professionals.
Mm-hmm.
How's it working for you? If somebody doesn't initially ask the question, how's it working for you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't, that's, I get that. I get asked that question constantly.
Yeah.
Even the things that I build in my company, it's like, well, what's the results?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you have to understand time, effort. And so if somebody asked me a question, if I was promoting a tool and they asked me, how's it working for you? You tell them exactly what it's doing, what it's not doing. And by the way, it has nothing to do with, well, I sold it to 75 people and I got 75 people to sign up. That's what it's doing for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
By the way, Dan and I want to make this disclaimer. We are all about making money. We are all about making money. We
Love money.
want you guys to have money. We wouldn't even make this podcast and waste our time if we didn't want people to make money. But we want you to make long-term leveraged money. We want you to make money building a team and having massive success where you can literally sit back and never work for a month, not even go golf every day, go on vacation every day for a month, and there's more money in your bank account than when you left at the beginning of the month.
How cool is that?
Leveraged money is
Mm-hmm.
what we're looking for.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's it, man. I'm episode
So
three
you,
to the
so I can go to
six.
the zoo now. My
Huh?
my job's over.
Yeah, your job. And here's the crazy part. When most people don't even realize this, like At the time you're watching this video, who knows? Maybe you'll see this a year from now. But the channel's still fairly new. The channel's not even monetized yet, but we're getting there. So by the way, if you haven't gone ahead and smashed that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, that would be super cool. We would appreciate that. But like, we do this because we enjoy doing it, and we get to do this, which is even more cooler and funner, if those are words. But we get to
I'm
do this.
That's so funny. I'm in Funner, California. That's the name of this town is Funner, California. That's hilarious.
Well, see, it's it's divine intervention.
Divide.
But there you go, man. It's like we do this because we enjoy doing it, guys. And when you can get to do stuff that you enjoy every single day and every single week, just that's what it's all about, man. That's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. So hopefully you guys will get to do that and stop chasing shiny objects, man. Just hunker down, increase your skills, increase those skill sets, increase your mindset and your attitude, and get good. Stop wishing it was easier. Wish you were better. Deuces. We'll see you on 3-7 later.